thanks. Well, for all you drivers out there, you got to listen up. Gasoline prices are on the rise, and according to AAA Hawaii, crude oil prices rose to more than $100 a barrel with the turmoil in North Africa and, of course, the Middle East. Now, since Thursday, the statewide average is up at $3.81 a gallon. An average price per gallon in Honolulu is $3.71, 7 cents more than a week ago. Over in Hilo, a gallon of regular unleaded gas is $3.83. That's up 8 cents since last week, and topping the charts at $4.05 per gallon in Wailuku, Maui, paying 4 cents more than a week ago. AAA does not provide information on Kauai or Lanai. And here to talk about that and oil prices and gas prices is Sumner LaCroix of the UHERO, the University of Hawaii Economic Research Organization. And Sumner, good to have you with us this morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Let's talk about the oil prices. The crisis in Libya, we've been focusing on that. How has that affected the price of oil?
Well, the price of oil has now topped $100 per barrel. When I checked this morning, it was up at $103. That means about a 25% increase over the last 6 months, and about half of that has come just over the last few weeks. I think a lot of that is due to the crisis in Libya. As the crisis has intensified, oil prices have gone up.
And how is that oil price increase going to affect our economy? Because, of course, our economy is dependent on oil.
Right. Well, large increases in oil prices traditionally have led to some type of slowdown or recession in the U.S. economy, and the same thing is true in Hawaii. For the U.S. economy, if these current price increases are sustained, and that's the real critical element here, we've only seen the most recent price increases for a few weeks. If they were sustained for the whole year, we would expect to see about a half-point slowdown in the U.S. economy, and that would carry over to Hawaii, too. I think we'd expect to see about a 0.5% slowdown here. That's not good at an era when there's relatively high unemployment. That would basically mean that the unemployment would wouldn't decrease very much, or we'd see much slower decreases than we otherwise would.
And you mentioned a 0.5% decrease in the economy. Why was that a small effect or a big effect?
It's relatively small. Part of it is because the energy content of the economy has become smaller over time. Sometimes we don't think that. We talk about how dependent we are, but we do use less oil per unit of GDP nowadays. There's other industries like automobiles where we used to sell tons of SUVs and gas guzzlers. The sales of those have gone way down, so they don't have very far to go.
And also the unemployment numbers came out today. It actually dropped again. Tell us a little bit about that.
Great news. That's the first time that we've seen unemployment below 9% at the national level. There were big job gains in February, over 220,000 jobs gained. That's some of the biggest job gains that we've seen since 2009. That's wonderful news.
And so the unemployment rate at about 8.9, I believe.
8.9%.
And certainly that could be a positive news for Democrats heading into the 2012 election, if that trend continues.
I think as long as the crisis in Libya doesn't intensify or doesn't persist for a long period of time, this is really good news for the Democrats.
All right, Sumner LaCroix from UHERO, thank you for joining us here this morning. And of course, if you want to see this interview again, you can head over to the morning section of our website, kitv.com/thismorning. Time now is 6:50. We'll be right back.